Hey, I want to talk about anger. Anger is so freaking fashionable right now. It's the news, it's in politics, it's in business, it's in social media, it's in entertainment. And the problem is that anger, when you're a leader of a business, when you're a leader of a team, freaks people out. People just get scared when you're angry. That's just the way it is, and that's kind of what it's intended for. So we got to do something as conscious leaders about this epidemic of anger. And just because it's fashionable doesn't mean that it's right. I mean, come on, bell bottoms. My hair in the 80s, it was fashionable. It doesn't make it right. But what is it that's really going on with this anger? What is anger really about? What anger is about is I want something to be different. You know, when David is angry with Jen because she's late in her reports, he wants to change. Right? When my wife is angry with the city because the potholes aren't getting fixed, she wants change. When you are angry because somebody cut in front of you in traffic, you got frightened, you want change. And so it's change that we are really seeking for in anger, and there's a way to go about it that makes sense. But first, I think we need to look at what's really underneath that. What's really triggering the anger? And as a conscious leader, how can you be more conscious as a leader and not promoting fear in other people? So underneath anger, more often than not, is a layer of hurt. I get angry when I'm insulted. Why do I get angry when I'm insulted? Because I'm hurt. But you know what? It's easier for me to feel the anger than it is for me to feel the hurt. And underneath the hurt, more often than not, almost always, when there's anger, there's fear. There's fear underneath the hurt. I'm afraid that I'm going to be rejected, humiliated, powerless, abandoned, worthless, unloved, that I'm going to be somehow cut out, that I'm going to fail. These are the things that really cause me to be angry. So think about a situation in which you are, as a leader, angry at one of your teammates. You're angry because you want change. And you're also angry because what you're afraid of is that that which won't change is going to cause you something that's hurtful, and that's something that you're afraid of. So as a conscious leader, it's really, really valuable to recognize, one, anger is a sign that we want change. Two, underneath anger is hurt. Three, underneath hurt is fear, and we can do something about that. So a couple things here to consider. To be more conscious meaning more present. What does it mean to be a conscious leader? It means that you are being present, not sucked into the future to have something different, or sucked into the past afraid of what was, but here now. That is one of the great gifts of being conscious and being a leader, being here now from this present moment. Think of the quality of conversations that you're having. In this present moment, think of the quality of decisions that you're making. In this present moment, think of the power of a relationship you're having. And anger takes you out of the present moment. It takes you into some kind of an alternate state where you are not willing to accept the present reality. You wanted to change. You're afraid of what's going to happen. So, a couple things for you to consider when anger strikes, and it will strike because that's the human experience, right? One, pay attention. Pay attention to what? Get present in the midst of being unpresent. So, you get angry. Turn your attention to your physical state, the buzzing in your stomach, the tightness in your shoulders, the clenching of your fists, the tightness in your jaw, the sweatiness, whatever it is. Because when you move your attention from the amygdala, the kind of limbic system that's in reaction, to the prefrontal cortex, you're actually moving into choice. You're bringing your humanity and your consciousness back online. So pay attention. Two, pause. You can get really pissed and still pause for 3 seconds or 10 seconds. You know how your mom, I don't know if your mom told you this, my mom told me if I'm angry, count backwards from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, etc., etc. Pause. You can pause and still be angry. It's not going to take it away, but it will diminish it. The third thing I invite you to do is really get clear about what is it you want. You say you want change, you want this thing to happen, you're getting angry. Let the anger be a guide rather than a block. Guide yourself to recognize what it is that you really, really want. And then finally, last thing, you got angry. Hey man, it happens. Apologize. Apologize. Sorry I got angry. Now, over time, apology without change is not really sincere. So yes, you're making an effort to be more conscious and less angry. I get that. But do apologize. Go back and recognize, identify, and own what you did. Recognize the damage it might have done, the fear it might have caused, and just say, I'm sorry. We can't take anger away. That's part of the human experience. But you can be much more skillful, a much more conscious leader, diminishing the anger and increasing the sense of trust and safety in your team. Good luck on the journey.